This is Dr. Bartu with another episode of Pilltalkpodcast coming at you. This is a great episode. I have another special guest, Jamal Noble from Atlanta, Georgia, a PT student at Presbyterian College. You know, that has a special place in my heart because I graduated from Presbyterian College School of Pharmacy.
Yes, sir.
And man, what makes this even better is he's part of the organization that I helped charter at the school, SNPhA, Student National Pharmaceutical Association. So we definitely going to take a deep dive into, we got this gentleman into pharmacy. We got him being an active member with SNPhA and everything that he does outside of school and in his community. So everybody, give a warm welcome to Jamal Noble. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. Appreciate you having me today, man.
Man, I appreciate you for being on, man. Thank you for taking the time out just to come on and share your experience of being a Black man, getting into pharmacy and making a major impact in your community, yo.
I just want to be like you, man. I'm just like you for real. I know it's cliche, but I'm for real. I'm looking up to people just like you doing what you're doing, man.
Appreciate it, man. Just trying to do my part, man. So let's jump right into it. So how did you get your start or your spark to become a pharmacist?
I would just kind of say growing up, my grandmother, she was always sick, man, in and out of the hospital. And she was just on a long list of medications. So I just always wondered, like, why wasn't there some sort of like magic pill that just one pill that just cured all her symptoms and everything? So I remember asking my mama that one day. And she was like, well, I mean, if that's the case, why don't you try to come up with one or look into being like a pharmacist or something to kind of figure out those type of things? And honestly, bro, the rest is really just kind of history for real. So
that's kind of the same here, man. Same here. Looking at the family and seeing them taking medications and wondering what is it and how can I help them?
Right.
Yeah.
It was always just I was always one of those, like, out of all my friends, a scientific person. Like, why did something do, like, the cause and reaction? Like, how did this pill fix this? Or what was it doing to make it work? Or why was it not working? And I think I really feel like I was just blessed to be put into this pharmacy profession. And this is really what I'm destined to do for real.
Man, that's a great feeling and a great, thing going forward, because when you feel like you're supposed to be here, you put your all into it. And I promise you, when you start interacting with the customers, your peers and everything, they can see your passion.
Right.
And so that right there makes them be in a better mode, a better feeling to know that what you're doing, like you're doing it off the kindness of your heart to make them better. And they will respect that.
I was literally just telling my girl and my mom on my birthday, I was trying to find like a little birthday caption for my post, and that just came to me. And I was like, when you know what you're destined for and your purpose in life, you just wake up eager to live life and just go out there and do it. And I think now that I feel like I understand this is my purpose, I'm just every day eager trying to figure out how I can help people and give back into the community within the pharmacy profession for real.
That's dope, man. That's real dope. All right. So you got your spark. You got your spark. You're like, I want to help my grandmother. I want to make this magical pill, this one pill.
Right.
That helps everything out. All right. You went to FAMU undergrad. What made you want to choose Presbyterian College to keep the spark going, to do pharmacy school there?
Well, one, I felt like I got really, really comfortable in Tallahassee. I had a lot of friends, and I felt like I just wasn't being proactive towards going to pharmacy and doing what I wanted to do. So I told myself I just wanted to challenge myself. So when I actually applied for pharmacy school, I applied to pharmacy schools everywhere except for FAMU that got a pharmacy school. And to make it even harder, any school in Florida. So I was like, I just need to push myself and go to just give myself a change to be different. And another thing, I'm a mama's boy, only child, and she stays right there in Augusta. It's like an hour and a half away. So I'm a lot closer to her. And yeah, so just being close to my mom and just giving myself a different atmosphere and environment to just grow and kind of, figure out who I am and discover myself and learn more about myself more.
Facts. That's dope. All right. Since you recently just got into pharmacy school 2 years ago, you know a little bit more about the criteria that they're looking for now for students to get into pharmacy school. If you don't mind, can you share a couple of those things or what you thought was important that you'd use and know that got you into pharmacy school?
Something that I think was probably important is just your leadership style, man, and just how you just carry yourself and your professionalism. Pharmacy is just they're really big on the industry is really big on professionalism, and you are like a leader in your community. So while I was there in Tallahassee, I did a lot of community service with my organization. Shout out to Omega Psi Phi. I see you got the Kappa Psi brick right there. So I got to throw the little shout out. So I was really involved and active in the community and stuff. And I already had a lot of those leadership qualities. So I think as a pharmacist, they really look at people who have an eagerness to be a leader. People who are not just, I say, shallow thinkers. People that like actually try to use deductive reasoning to kind of figure out what's going on. And if you get told no, it's just not the end all be all. Maybe it's like an alternative route. So I think leadership and people who like to think outside the box are two big things that they kind of look at for, as a pharmacist. Because as you know, doc, everything not going to be black and white every single day in the pharmacist. It can be all kind of stuff. So you got to kind of figure out how to navigate that while also keeping your head about you and also carrying the weight of your team as well.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing from you, one of the top criteria to getting in pharmacy school was leadership and community outreach, because I know that was big. What about the GPA or like exams, anything like that? Was that something big that Presbyterian College was looking into?
I would probably say no. I had to take the PCAT, of course. So I did take the PCAT. But as far as like GPA wise, man, I can be honest. I had so much fun at FAMU. My GPA was not the top of my priority. So I didn't have the best GPA. And they gave me an opportunity and a chance. So I wouldn't say like the GPA was like the biggest thing at all.
Facts. Well, yeah, man. Glad you got in there. PC is one of the schools that once you in there, like they put their arms around you and like welcome you full-heartedly.
Definitely.
So that's one thing I liked about PC when I was there, was the fact that the teachers and everyone made sure that you were well equipped to take the tests, exams, and the nationals.
For sure.
Want to make sure that culture is still there. I know it is.
Yeah, man. Definitely. I know the past few years been the top school for the NCLEX and the law exam for the past couple of years still. So they still got that culture for sure, making sure you're going to learn the material and get it done. So,
yeah, like I was telling you earlier, offline, how the teachers would help us, had the open door policy, help us come in, study with us before school, a little bit after school, to make sure that we was prepared.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about your experiences at Presbyterian College before we kind of move a little further. So how was the culture there? Like, I know you're part of SNPhA. So can you talk a little bit about SNPhA a little bit?
Okay. So with SNPhA, SNPhA is a pharmacy organization for minority students and everything. So kind of the culture when I got there in 2020, we were kind of like the COVID year. So everything was virtually online. So I didn't really see any of like my other peers for real, for the most part, but I was still able to join SNPhA, and being a part of SNPhA, they just tried really their best. The upperclassmen, the P3s, the P2s, the P4s, to really just make sure that we had everything that we were needed to be successful in school. So whether we needed, we didn't know that we can go talk to professors, they helped us, or if we needed some sort of tutoring, they provided, they took time out their day to actually give me tutoring and help me out. So I think that was just something really, really important to me that SNPhA did, just showed that we looked out for everybody. And like, we wanted to make sure that you were going to make it, not that you were here like that we was gonna keep you apart and make it and get comfortable. Yeah. So I think that's what really made me want to stay and actually get them involved more with the e-board and SNPhA.
All right, first, let me make sure everyone know what SNPhA is. So SNPhA is the Student National Pharmaceutical Association. So that's what SNPhA stands for when we say that. You said you were part of the board. So that's interesting because I was one of the chartering members of SNPhA at Presbyterian College School of Pharmacy.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah.
Yeah. So what position do you hold at SNPhA?
So currently, my peers thought I was worthy enough to be the president-elect. And basically what that is just the next in line for the president. So next year, when I start my school year, I'll actually be the president of SNPhA.
Okay, great. What are some things that you guys are doing with SNPhA to help improve the student body at Presbyterian College?
Anytime we have an opportunity, we just try to give back to the community. We've done a lot of flu clinics. We've helped bag food for the homeless and Thanksgiving. We've given out free health screenings and COVID vaccines out in Greenville last year. Other things that we do, we like to have like past alumni like yourself, or I know we were talking earlier about Jimmy Pruitt that came back, and they just kind of talk and give their experiences, whether they did residency or just kind of show what it's like being out there in the pharmacy realm today, and just providing little gems and nuggets to kind of help us, because you guys have kind of paved the way and just kind of experienced those things. And they just show us to give us game. So like when you're graduating, be on the lookout for this or be on the lookout for that. Something else we really do too, we're really big on like tutoring and giving back, man, with each other. Like we're really big on making sure that everybody makes it through. So anytime we need help, we're big on like giving out tutoring or trying to, if we can't tutor you, we're going to find somebody that can tutor you or that can put you in a position to get you to where you need to succeed at, for sure.
Yeah. And, SNPhA, big thing was like representation of minorities within the pharmacy field.
Right.
So do y'all have the culture there where you guys like all kind of like band together and make sure that no one is falling off the bandwagon with grades or need anyone to talk to? Definitely coming out of the pandemic, which was very depressing for a lot of people. And I know someone wanted someone to talk to. So like, are y'all making and forming those communities of like nurturing?
Always, definitely, man. We're always making it, having time. Like if you need somebody to talk to, don't hesitate to reach out. Or if you're just feeling lonely and you just want to take a break and do something, man, we can go chill or we can go relax and do something together just to kind of ease everybody's mental stress and burden. Cause I'm sure you understand how strenuous the pharmacy program can be on your mental, physical, and emotional. So we're really, really big, I think now more than ever, on mental health and just being there for one another. It's literally like a no man gets left behind type of mentality. And I think that's why I really, really love it.
Facts. That's good. Man. So let's talk about, talk a little bit about your school, talk a little bit about the organization that you in. Let's talk about, will you see yourself as a pharmacist going into the pharmacy field once you graduate? Are you looking for retail, hospital, nuclear? What are your thoughts on the realm that you will be getting into?
Oh, man, I think I'm still trying to figure that out myself. I'm one of those people I'm not a narrow-minded person, so I'm really open to anything. So I'm still trying to figure out whether I want to work in the hospital or I enjoy working in the retail setting and giving back to everybody and helping them. But it might be something else. I might want to do a fellowship or somewhere else. So I'm really still trying to figure that out right now.
Yeah, I think as you go along, you do the IPPs and the APPs. Yeah. Which is like pharmacy experiences. One is the IPPs is short term, APPs is long term, like a month. You're really going to figure out what you want to do, where you want to be at. The fourth year is basically all APPs, advanced practice. Mm-hmm. And that way you I think a lot of people figure out their fourth year where they want to be, because you get to do the hospital, the different topics in there.
Yeah, I was just going to say that a lot of the older pharmacists and students that's already been through that I talked to, they say you're not really going to figure out what you want to do until maybe like you're into your third year, be starting into your APPEs in your fourth year. So it's kind of hard for a person like me that's always trying to like plan my life out and figure out what I want to do. But I'm just understanding like I just got to be patient. And when I know that when the time comes to figure out what I want to do and where I'm supposed to be, it'll just reveal itself to me. So I'm just soaking it all in right now.
Do you have an internship or working for a pharmacy currently?
So I currently work at an independent pharmacy down in Tallahassee, Florida. So every summer I go back and I just work in Tallahassee, Florida, right up the street from FAMU, and just work at the little small mom and pop independent. Hey, I love Florida, man. I love Tallahassee, man. It's got a special place in my heart. So I just like to work there, and I just do that every summer, man.
Nice. I did a little work appy at a independent. And independent, you do the same things as a chain, but the vibe is different.
It's a lot different, and I think the relationships are more authentic, I would say, because I know at a chain you're feeling maybe like 500-600 scripts a day. Whereas, or not an independent, a retail, you're feeling like 500-600 scripts a day. But at a independent, you might be doing 200 or 300, but you're having a lot more of a genuine, personable relationship with your patients. So then you have that opportunity to do a lot of the medication therapy management with them and kind of talk to them and know about their family. And like I said, just really big on like the genuine relationships, and you get a lot more opportunities to get out into the community and spread your cause and your practice for sure.
Yeah. Man, seem like you're very involved with the pharmacy, with being a member of SNPhA, being an intern during the summer times back in Tallahassee, my bad.
Yeah.
Let me make sure I get that correct. I don't need nobody from FAMU running that pharmacy. So what do you do outside of the pharmacy? I know you got some things that you do outside of pharmacy. Can you talk about that?
Like my extracurricular activities or just like anything. So one of the big things I really like to do, I love playing basketball. So I like to play basketball. Me and my homeboys, we're trying to start kind of like a podcast type of thing like you got going on. So we do that. And then something else that I try to do, when I talk to a lot of my mentors, they say your extracurricular activities, you need to have one that helps you for leisure, helps you relax, and then one that helps you to bring like another source of income. So I do my basketball for like relax, and I do my podcasting for leisure. My other income, I'm really big on like financial literacy. So I'm like big in like life insurance right now.
Nice. So speaking about that, that's a major topic. A lot of people need to understand a little bit more about life insurance and how that works. How long have you been into life insurance?
So I've been doing life insurance since 2018. So this is going to be like my 4th year doing it.
Nice. So if there's some things that you would like to say to someone that's listening who doesn't have life insurance or doesn't understand it, what's some knowledge that you can give them?
Life insurance is not a scam. I think that's the kind of myth that a lot of people like to say and think life insurance is a scam. What am I paying for? Life insurance is not a scam, and it's actually a lot useful because in those situations where sudden death or an accident or something occurs, a lot of people don't have any sort of reserve of cash that they can get to immediately. And life insurance is a very good avenue for that. So I think it's very good to help, like whether you have to deal with funeral expenses or where you have to do long-term planning for family and the rest of your life. I think it's really big, man. Life insurance is really, I can really go all day about it, but life insurance is really big for like, if for people that like want to build generational wealth. Like we say, we always want to build generational wealth, but I don't think people know how to do it or what that actually means. Yeah. And I think life insurance is actually a really good way to kind of build that foundational framework towards generational wealth.
All right. Dope. So if someone's looking to get it, can you break down the different types of life insurance, or just name a few and then tell us a little bit about each?
So life insurance is like three main types that they really have. So you got like a term life insurance, you got like a whole life insurance, and then you got this kind of newer one that's really special. That's kind of like on a big wave, universal life insurance. So term life insurance is kind of like what the name says. So it's like a term. So like, let's say you want to get life insurance for 10 years. You get some sort of insurance coverage and you can just cover you for those 10 years. And then at the end of those 10 years, you can decide to whether you want to keep paying it or you don't want to pay it. So that'll be term insurance. That's what a lot of people are kind of like hip about. Then what you have is whole life insurance. And that kind of just covers like your whole life up until age 121. And with that one, it's a step above term life insurance because one, it covers you and you don't really have to worry about getting reinsured. But two, it's something that you can use to kind of build cash value in. So like, let's say you need that money, you can build into that money. If you're paying your premiums, it builds on top of the money that you're putting in. So if you need it for an emergency or something, you can pull that money out. And then universal life insurance, that's just, like I said, it's something kind of new that a lot of people are using. And that's one of those type of insurance. It's like a mixed blend of term and whole life. So it'll cover you up until like your whole life, but you can kind of choose your periods of when you want to pay in and when you don't want to pay in. And you still have that opportunity to put in. As long as you're putting something in, like you might not have to put your full premium in, but as long as you're putting something in, it'll count and build towards your life insurance policies.
Nice. Yeah. And I guess each one is different depending on the person who needs it.
Oh, yeah.
Some of them, the premium are different per each one.
Yeah. So term, your premiums for as a person, it's going to always be different. Like, so they kind of get your premium based off of like your medical history and what you're kind of doing right now, like jobs and your medical history and stuff. And your term will probably be your cheapest for the most part, because like I said, it's just for a set specific period. So where it gets kind of a little bit more on the increase of the price range is when you get to like whole life and universal life, because that's really covering your whole life, like literally like the entire of your life. So, I mean, yes, it's going to get more expensive, but on the back end, you're getting a lot more coverage and a lot more tools that you can kind of use to your advantage in the future. So.
Nice. What got you into life insurance? Got you into selling life insurance?
Honestly, just stepping out and being different. That was my first job, not having like a set salary. Like you got to go out there and get your money. Like if you don't do nothing for a day, you not getting paid, like literally. So that was that. And I think in my community, I don't have a lot of people that talk about life insurance. So we don't know the value of life insurance. So I feel like I can be the voice for the people that don't really know anything about it and just kind of put them on game. Because like I said, everybody talks about generational wealth, but we don't know how to do it or really to do it. So I wanted to be one of those voices of reason to show like, well, this is how we can do it. And I'm really big on just, we was talking about it earlier, lifting as we climb. I'm really big on bringing everybody up with me. I don't want to if I got knowledge, I want to be able to bring everybody else and put them on that same knowledge so we can all get ahead and advance together. And life insurance, I think, is probably one of those really big fields that people just don't know anything about. And it's a lot of people that are like utilizing the system to their advantage. And I feel like we're being left out because we're ignorant to the system. And I wanted to lessen the ignorance in my community for sure.
Nice. Man, it almost sounds like you're a financial advisor. Are you have aims to become a financial advisor?
Definitely have aspirations. That's one of my goals. Kind of going through pharmacy, I've kind of understand like you got to do one thing at a time and just put all your time and effort into one thing and then work on to like, it's like a goal list, work on one goal and then move to the next. So my first goal is go ahead and get this PharmD May 2024. We on the way. It's coming.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and
sir.
then after that, man, I have hopes of really becoming like a full-fledged financial advisor so I can really just counsel and help people to really get their wealth management in order and things.
Nice. Nice. Man, we touched on a good bit of things today. So what do you see? So I guess before I even ask that question, now you said you want to work on one thing at a time. Your first goal, PharmD, knocking it out. 2024. Yes, that's around the corner, man. I promise you that'll be here before you know it.
Yes, sir.
You have your cap and gown on, walk across that stage. One of the best days, man.
Definitely.
Next goal, financial advisor.
Yes.
Knocking that out. Man, it reminds me of a book. I think the book is called like One Thing. And like the summary of it was a lot of people try to focus on so many different things at one time that they end up not completing anything, or they do things half-heartedly where it really doesn't give them the accomplishment that they thought it would because they didn't finish it the way that it should have been done.
Right.
And just a little bit about what I do. Like, I'm a leader within the pharmacy field. Like, within my store, I'm the pharmacy manager. I lead my team. I even help out with the front store, help lead the team. I'm one of the top performers in the district. And that's because I sit down and I talk with my technicians and I let them know, hey, I don't want you to multitask.
Right.
And everybody's like, excuse me? I'm like, I know. I used to say that same thing. Like, everyone, I need y'all to multitask. I need y'all to answer the phone, help the customer, count these pills. I'm like, no, we don't need to do that anymore. What we need to do, we need to focus on one thing, get it done effectively, quickly, and then move on to the next thing as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be surprised how much more time you save by finishing the task that you're doing at hand before moving to the next thing.
Efficiency, man. I think you know more than better than I do. Like, efficiency is probably one of the biggest things in pharmacy that you can really be. If you can be efficient, the speed is going to come as long as you're efficient.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather be efficient and not have any errors or medical errors than try to rush and multitask and then make a mistake and cause harm to somebody, for sure. Anytime. Yeah. So yeah.
Trained up a technician, and she is going through the roof. Like, her knowledge is so much. Like, I can almost just leave her by herself because she knows once this is done, I move on to the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. The next thing you know, halfway through the day, we be looking at each other and be like, yo, I think we finished everything for the day.
That's like, yo, feeling.
Man, who you telling? Who you telling? Man. So, man, you just gave us a good bit of knowledge about some of the things that people look for to get into pharmacy school, how you're making an impact and having a nurturing community with SNPhA as the president-elect. Told us a little bit about life insurance, taught us some of that, taught us that you need to have 3 hobbies, one for fun, leisure, and income. Man, if somebody want to get in contact with you to learn more about you and everything that you do, how can they reach you? Like, what are your social media handles? Or if you want to give them a website or anything for your podcast to let them know.
So my social media handle is the Noble _19. So the Noble NOBLE 110 or 0 or ONE _19. And then for Twitter, if you want to go to Twitter, I don't really use it a lot. It'll be Mike Lowry, the Q. Like, again, I'm sorry, man. Shout out to Omega Soft Fire. I got to give it my love to him. And for my podcast, I'm going to have to send that to you, maybe via email, and you can get it. I don't want to spell it out wrong if people get it wrong. So I'll get that to you for sure.
Facts. Man, before I go, my bad. Your podcast, let's jump on this real quick to let everybody know what's the name of it and what is the mission behind your podcast, because you seem like a man that's driven with a mission, not just doing something because it's trendy. So can you talk a little bit about that, please?
So my podcast, me and my homeboys are doing, it's called Man Cave Chronicles. It's something that, like I said, we're just doing it for fun. It's a leisure podcast, and we just really dive into a lot of topics, man, and just giving our insight on different type of things. I know we just dropped one yesterday, and we was talking about mental health. And then the one before that, we were kind of just talking about proposals. So we just kind of talk about a lot of, I know you said trendy things. We talk about a lot of things that's in the trends that's going on right now, but we just really give like real insight and a different outlook on them, man. So we just really talk about all kind of things, the future, the metaverse, man. We talk about marriage. We talk about, I mean, it's just really something that we just do to kind of just have fun for real, man. So this is a good little thing. I'm gonna definitely have to get you on it, man. I think you can drop a few gems for my people that tune into the cave for sure, man. It's a lot of fun, man.
Man, listen, I'd be honored to be a guest on the cave, man. Hopefully I do a great job. Y'all can invite me back multiple times.
Yeah, man.
But yo, just let me know whenever you guys want to record. Yo, I'm there. Say less.
Definitely. Appreciate that, man.
All right. So any last words for my viewers out there?
Any last words? One thing that I would probably say is, man, if you feel like your purpose or you're not meeting your purpose, man, just keep going, man, and just figure it out, man. For great things that you want to do, man, it takes a lot of patience, man. Everything is not going to come immediately, and immediate gratification is not the best gratification. Sometimes my favorite artist is J. Cole, and one of the songs that he says in Love Yours, man, there's beauty in the struggle and ugliness in the success. I think I just live by that, man, because it makes you really appreciate everything.
Facts. Man, future Dr. Jamal Noble. Let's put that out there. Put the energy in the world.
Man. Sounds beautiful.
Man, I appreciate you for coming on Pill Talk Podcast, giving us a daily dose of medicine, what we need to live by to be inspired, motivated to achieve our goals. Thank you for coming on. And to my fans, this has been another episode of Pill Talk Podcast. Until next time.